Hello, beautiful humans. My name's Brad Sevigny, and welcome to a small dose of BS. Freaking love that title. This video it's a question, I guess, not a simple one, but it's a question. And the question is this: like, if I could give you a cup, and all you had to do is drink it. If you drank this cup, your authentic self, the person you are under all the defense mechanisms, under all the people pleasing, under all the unnecessary conflicts and fights and defense mechanisms. I think I said that twice, and it's worth saying twice. If you could bypass all of that and step into your authentic mode of being, the best possible job for you, the best possible relationship for you, like you were just the best version of yourself and you were living that life, you could drink this cup and it would give you all these things. So, weird question: would you actually drink that cup, or would you regress and try to hide into an old identity? Like, would you really step into that role? Or would you put it off? Would you procrastinate? And I think that's a really interesting question because it reveals a few things, right? The first thing is, in a colloquial sense, you may say like a fear of success, but I think it's deeper than that. Because the question is this: no human being gets out of childhood unscathed. I don't care how fantastic your parents were, how great your childhood was. All of us, I think, have had an experience at some level or another where, we needed someone to show up for us in a particular way and they didn't. And my question is, what if drinking that cup of that authentic life, what if that meant letting go of the hope of somebody showing up for you? Like, what if it meant you'd actually had to grieve that loss? That's a spectrum, and there's varying degrees of severity of that. And I really don't want to minimize that. Some people have been through deep, deep, deep trauma. That's real. And it's not fair. And you can't take the hope of someone showing up for you with you to the place where you yourself are more than enough. If you're more than enough, there's a grieving that has to happen. And so that question of drinking that cup really is a question of grieving. And so I think it's not cool, but it's informative to phrase the question this way, because I think it puts things into context a little bit that, hey, if you've been on the precipice of success before and you've self-sabotaged, or you have the issue of procrastination, or if you have been on a long journey and just feel like you can't quite get there, the nice thing about this conceptual framework is it provides a little bit of grace. And it provides a little context of how hard what you're doing is. It's really, really hard to, how do you say that? It's not merely an issue of confronting, although it is, but there is a deep sorrow in accepting what has happened, not forgiving in the sense that it's invalid or it doesn't matter or never happened, but accepting what has happened in the sense that it fundamentally changed you, that there's something that's happened in your life, or there's some need you have that hasn't been met. And there's a real deep pain in accepting that hurt and acknowledging that hurt, and acknowledging that's not something that you can sit still long enough and someone else will heal. That's tough. Now, what fundamentally heals that? That's a question for people much more intelligent than me. I'm not a psychologist. I do have personal beliefs. I don't know. I supremely feel unqualified to answer that question, just because I don't know if I've truly healed that. And to be honest with you, I don't know if anything really heals that. I think it's just sort of I don't know. The more people I talk to, I feel like a mature state of the process of recovery is transitioning that sharp pain sharp, sharp pain of like an active wound to a dull ache of a lingering scar or arthritis or something. Like it's gonna flare up in moments. I don't know if it ever really goes away. And I don't know if that's really a bad thing either, because there is something to that pain that I think enables a degree of compassion and empathy. And I don't know if I would want to let that go entirely. Yeah. No instruction manual for how to be a human, unfortunately, but give yourself a break. Here's a wild idea. Wild idea, you ready? It's okay to be a person. It's okay to not be doing everything perfectly, and it's okay to not have all the answers. You know what's not okay? To suffer unnecessarily. That's not okay. What's it gonna take for you to drink that cup?